Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract abundance effortlessly, while you work hard, do everything right, and yet prosperity still slips through your fingers? Here's the truth no one tells you. The problem was never that you weren't good enough, didn't try hard enough, or weren't lucky. The problem is that you're trying to force results instead of aligning yourself with the divine laws that govern manifestation. And when you understand these laws, not intellectually, but deep in your soul, your life transforms instantly. It's not magic, it's spiritual science. Florence Scovel Shinn spent her life teaching a revolutionary truth. Abundance is not earned, it is attracted. You don't need to struggle, you don't need to prove you deserve it. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You simply need to stop resisting and start cooperating with the universe. Sounds too simple to be true? That's exactly where the power lies. Most people complicate the manifestation process so much that they block the natural flow of prosperity. They pray, ask, beg, when in reality, they should be aligning their energy, their mind, and their faith with what is already theirs by divine birthright. But let me ask you a difficult question. What if everything you believe about money, success, and worthiness is wrong? What if the scarcity you feel isn't an objective reality, but an illusion created by your own mind? What if the universe isn't denying you anything? You're the one blocking your own blessings? This uncomfortable truth is what will change everything for you. Because when you finally understand that manifestation isn't about asking, but about becoming compatible, you stop chasing and start attracting. And that's when miracles begin. What you're about to discover is not another visualization method or another affirmation technique. This is about aligning yourself with spiritual laws that have always been at work, whether you believe in them or not. It's about understanding that you are not at the mercy of fate. You are the co-creator of your reality. And when you consciously claim that power, when you choose to trust the divine flow instead of fighting against it, your life transforms so quickly that you'll wonder how you lived in scarcity for so long. The key has always been within you. Now it's time to use it. Lara was 58 years old when she finally realized she didn't need to fight life anymore. For decades, she had worked hard, saved every penny, planned every step, and still, the feeling of scarcity never left her. No matter how much she tried, it seemed as if the universe conspired against her. Unexpected bills appeared, opportunities slipped away, and prosperity seemed to be a privilege reserved for others, never for her. Until one day, exhausted from pushing against closed doors, Lara decided to do the opposite. She stopped forcing. She began observing her own thoughts and realized something shocking. Her mind was programmed to expect the worst. Every time something good happened, she immediately anticipated the problem that would follow. That vibration of fear and distrust was like a magnet attracting exactly what she feared. So Lara made a radical decision. She would trust, even without guarantees. She began affirming internally that abundance was her birthright, that the universe was conspiring in her favor, and that she deserved to prosper without having to prove anything to anyone. In the first few days, nothing changed externally, but inside, something was rearranging itself. Lara felt a lightness she hadn't experienced in years. Instead of obsessively planning every detail, she started acting by inspiration, trusting the signs life gave her. And that's when the miracles began. A job opportunity appeared out of nowhere, an old debt was forgiven, and generous people began showing up in her life in surprising ways. It wasn't luck, it was alignment. Today, Lara understands that what changed wasn't the world around her, but the energy she emanated. When she stopped resisting and started trusting, the natural flow of life brought everything she needed. She didn't become rich overnight, but something far more valuable happened. She freed herself from the mental prison of scarcity. Faith replaced fear, the belief in lack gave way to the awareness of abundance, and her life transformed from the inside out. The secret Lara discovered wasn't in complicated techniques or elaborate rituals. It was in something much simpler and more powerful, aligning with the divine laws that govern manifestation. And that is exactly what you are about to learn now. What worked for Lara can work for you, because these laws are universal. Get ready, because what comes next reveals the key that changes everything. You know that feeling of asking, and nothing happens? Yeah, I've been through that too. And the truth is that manifestation doesn't work like a letter to Santa Claus. It's not about pleading, begging, or convincing the universe that you deserve something. Manifestation is actually a process of aligning with spiritual laws that already exist and are already working, whether you believe in them or not. When you understand this, everything changes, because you realize you're not asking for permission to prosper, you're simply becoming compatible with the abundance that already exists. Think of it like this: you don't ask gravity to work, right? It simply works. The divine laws of manifestation are exactly like that. Impersonal, constant, always active. Your mind is like a radio station that emits a frequency, and the universe responds by sending back experiences that match that vibration. If you're tuned to the frequency of fear, scarcity, and doubt, that's what you'll attract. But when you shift your internal frequency to faith, trust, and awareness of abundance, life begins to deliver things that match this new energy. Here's the twist. You don't earn what you desire. You become compatible with what you desire. It's like planting a seed. You don't scream at the seed to grow. You don't dig it up every day to check if it sprouted. You plant it, water it, trust the process, and let nature do its job. Manifestation works the same way. When you align your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with what you want, you create the fertile soil where your dreams can naturally bloom. It's not magic, it's law. Now let me give you a practical example. Let's say you want more money. If every time you think about money, your mind triggers thoughts like, I never have enough, it's so hard to make money, or people like me don't get rich, you're creating a vibration of scarcity. And the universe, which is neutral, simply mirrors that belief back to you. But if you begin affirming internally, money flows easily to me, I am a magnet for prosperity, and I deserve abundance, your energy changes, and with it, so does what you attract. It's not about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about reprogramming your mind to align with the spiritual truth that you were created to prosper. So stop asking and start aligning. Observe your thoughts. Notice where you're resisting, doubting, or sabotaging yourself. Manifestation isn't a favor the universe grants you. It's a natural consequence of being in harmony with the laws that govern creation. And when you truly understand this, not intellectually, but in the depths of your soul, something extraordinary happens. You stop chasing and start attracting. But wait, because the next step is understanding what's blocking this flow. And that's where the real magic begins. Have you noticed that the more you force something, the harder it becomes? It's like trying to open a door by pushing from the wrong side. No matter how much energy you put in, it simply won't open. Manifestation works exactly the same way. When you're in forcing mode, controlling, obsessively planning every detail, you're actually creating resistance. And resistance is the biggest blocker of the natural flow of abundance. Prosperity doesn't come because you fought for it. It comes because you removed the internal barriers that prevented it from flowing to you. Think of the water in a river. When there are no stones, branches, or dams in the way, the water flows smoothly, effortlessly. But when you place obstacles in its path, the water becomes trapped, stagnant, or turbulent. Your mind works the same way. When you're relaxed, confident, and open, the energy of manifestation flows freely through you. But when you're tense, anxious, trying to control every outcome, you're literally blocking the flow. Scarcity doesn't come from the outside. It's born from internal tension, from lack of faith, from the belief that you must do everything alone. Here's the secret no one tells you. The universe already knows what you need. It is already conspiring in your favor. But when you panic and start forcing things, you are energetically saying, I don't trust that this will work, so I'll make it happen myself. And you know what happens? You block the solutions the universe was about to send you. It's like driving with the handbrake on and wondering why the car won't move. The solution isn't to press harder on the gas, it's to release the brake. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're waiting for an important answer. A job interview, a medical result, a financial decision. If you spend the whole day worrying, checking your phone every 5 minutes, creating catastrophic scenarios in your mind, you are in total resistance. Your vibration is in fear, doubt, and impatience. But if you take a deep breath, affirm, I trust that everything is unfolding in my favor, and return to living your life with lightness, you create space for the solution to arrive. It's not passivity, it's spiritual wisdom. It's understanding that you don't need to push the river to make it flow. So next time you catch yourself forcing something, stop, breathe. Ask yourself, where am I resisting? Where am I trying to control out of fear? Manifestation happens in the space between desire and surrender. You desire something, you visualize it, you feel it as if it's already yours, and then you let go. You let the universe work. And it's precisely in that space of trust that miracles happen. But before you can truly let go, you need to understand where this need for control comes from. And that takes us straight to the next essential truth. Let me tell you a truth that may sound strange at first. Scarcity does not exist. Yes, I know. You look at your bank account, your bills to pay, your dreams that feel impossible, and you think, how can scarcity not exist? But listen, the scarcity you feel is not an objective reality of the universe. It is a construction of your mind, fueled by the ego. The ego loves stories of limitation, of there isn't enough, of you must fight to survive. It feeds on fear, and fear feeds on the belief that something is lacking. But when you begin to see this, when you realize scarcity is just a thought repeated so many times that it turned into a belief, everything begins to shift. The universe is abundant by nature. Look around you. Billions of stars in the sky, endless oceans, trees that bear fruit without asking for anything in return. Nature does not know scarcity. It operates in cycles of constant abundance. What happens is that we, as human beings, we're conditioned to believe that there are limits, that we must compete, that if someone wins, someone else must lose. This is the scarcity mindset, and it is so deeply rooted in our collective consciousness that it feels real. But it's not. It is simply a mental filter that distorts how you perceive reality. When you remove that filter, what you see is a generous universe, ready to support you. Here's the crucial point. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe to be true. If deep down you believe money is hard to get, I always fall behind, prosperity isn't for people like me, then that is exactly what you will manifest. Not because the universe is cruel, but because you are creating your reality through those beliefs. The good news? You can change that. When you understand that scarcity is an illusion created by the ego, you stop fighting life and start co-creating consciously. You realize you have the power to choose what you believe, and that choice changes everything. Let me give you a practical exercise. For 1 week, every time a scarcity thought appears, I don't have enough money, I'll never make it, it's too late for me, pause and ask, is this true, or is it just my ego speaking? Then consciously replace that thought with an abundance affirmation. The universe is infinite and I am part of it. Everything I need is already coming to me. I trust that I will be provided for. At first, it will feel strange, even fake. But with practice, you'll notice that these new affirmations begin to create a new vibration within you, and that vibration attracts new experiences. The truth is that you've always had access to abundance, always. What blocked it was never a lack of resources out there. It was the belief in lack within. And when you dissolve that belief, when you see scarcity for what it truly is, a mental illusion, you open the doors to a completely new level of manifestation. But there is something even more powerful that must happen for this flow to become constant. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. Trust is not what most people think it is. It's not the feeling of, I hope this works, or I really wish this turns out right. True trust is something much deeper. It is an unshakable certainty that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when you see no evidence of it. It is knowing, deep in your soul, that you are being guided, supported, and that everything is unfolding at the perfect time. When you access this level of faith, something magical happens. You stop trying to control every detail and begin acting from inspiration, not desperation. And that is when manifestation truly activates. Think about it. When you're anxious, forcing outcomes, your energy is entirely focused on fear. Fear that things won't work out, fear of failure, fear of falling behind. This vibration of fear creates more of the same. More situations that confirm your fears. But when you trust fully, when you release control and say, Universe, I know you're taking care of me, your energy shifts completely. You relax, you breathe, and in this state of openness and trust, you allow solutions to reach you in ways your logical mind could never have planned. Trusting is literally creating space for the miracle. Now, I know trusting can feel scary, especially when you've been disappointed many times. But here's the secret. Trusting does not mean being passive. It's not about crossing your arms and waiting for the universe to do everything for you. It's about acting when you feel inspiration, when something inside you says, do this now. It's about following your intuition, even when it doesn't make logical sense. It's about having the courage to take the next step without needing to see the entire staircase. When you trust, you move with lightness, with flow, and the universe responds to that energy with doors opening, people showing up, opportunities emerging from nowhere. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you want to change careers, but you don't know exactly how. If you're in control mode, you'll try to plan every detail, obsessively research, prepare for all possible scenarios, and in the end, you'll feel paralyzed because it will never be the perfect moment. But if you trust, you begin taking small steps. You update your resume, you talk to someone in the field, you take an online course that calls your attention. You act from inspiration, not obligation. And suddenly a door opens. Someone recommends you for a job. You discover an opportunity you didn't know existed. This isn't luck. This is trust in action. So next time you catch yourself trying to control everything, stop and ask, am I acting from fear or from faith? If it's fear, take a deep breath and choose trust. Affirm, I trust the process of my life. I trust that everything is working out in my favor. Then pay attention to the signs, the inspirations, the doors that begin to open. Because when you truly trust, the universe responds, always. But there is one essential piece of this puzzle that most people ignore, and that's exactly what we're going to explore now. Time. This is the part that challenges us the most, isn't it? You want something now, you need it to happen now, and every day without results feels like an eternity. But here's a truth that can set you free. The universe does not work on your schedule. It works on divine timing. And divine timing isn't about delay or punishment. It's about preparation. You don't receive what you desire when you think you're ready. You receive it when you're vibrationally aligned with it. And many times, the delay you feel is actually the universe preparing you, adjusting you, refining you so you can receive and sustain what you asked for. Think of it like this. If you asked to become a professional pianist today but had never touched a piano, what would happen? You'd feel frustrated, lost, unable to handle it. The universe works the same way. When you desire something, prosperity, love, success, you must be energetically compatible with it. Your mind must believe you deserve it. Your vibration must match the frequency of abundance. Your actions must reflect this new consciousness. And all of that takes time. Not calendar time, but inner transformation time. The universe isn't denying you anything. It's preparing you to receive everything. Here's where most people give up. In the waiting. They plant the seed, water it for a few days, and when they don't see a sprout immediately, they pull everything out and give up. This doesn't work, they say. But the seed was germinating underground, where you couldn't see. The process was happening. Manifestation works the same way. It is forming in the unseen, even when you don't see physical evidence. Your job isn't to dig up the soil every day to check if it's working. Your job is to keep watering, keep trusting, keep acting from inspiration, and let divine timing do its work. Let me give you an everyday example. Say you are manifesting a new job. You visualize, affirm, take action, but weeks pass and nothing happens. Your mind begins to doubt. Does this even work? But what you don't know is that, behind the scenes, the universe is orchestrating meetings, moving people, creating opportunities. Maybe the perfect position hasn't been announced yet. Maybe the person who will hire you is going through their own changes. Maybe you still need to release limiting beliefs before you're ready to receive. The timing isn't random, it's perfect. And when everything aligns, when you and the opportunity are vibrationally ready, the meeting happens naturally, almost magically. So take a deep breath. Stop fighting time. Stop thinking, it should have happened already. The universe is not late. It is perfectly on time. And while you wait, don't stay still. Keep growing, keep transforming, keep aligning your energy with what you desire. Because when the moment comes, and it will come, you'll look back and understand that every delay was actually a blessing in disguise. And what happens when you finally understand this? That's when true transformation begins to manifest in the physical world. Here's the truth that changes everything. You don't transform your life by changing what's out there. You transform it by changing what's in here. The external world is only a reflection, a mirror of your internal consciousness. If you want to see prosperity in your bank account, you must first cultivate a consciousness of abundance in your mind. If you want harmonious relationships, you must first find peace within yourself. It sounds simple, and it is, but it isn't easy, because it requires you to take full responsibility for your reality. And that, my dear, is what separates those who manifest from those who only wish. Think about it. How many times have you tried to change something external, getting a better job, finding the ideal partner, earning more money, without first changing the way you think and feel about those things? And what happened? You probably got some temporary results, but soon went back to the same pattern. That's because the root of the problem wasn't out there. It was inside you. Your beliefs, your fears, your internal stories were creating that reality. And until you change those internal structures, the external world will continue reflecting the same pattern, no matter how hard you push. Here's the golden key. When you change internally, when you reprogram your mind and elevate your vibration, the world around you has no choice but to change as well. It's a spiritual law. The miracle you hope for isn't something that comes from the outside in. It's something that emerges from the inside out. When you realign with the truth of who you really are, an abundant, worthy being connected with the divine source, your external reality reorganizes itself to reflect that new consciousness. Opportunities appear. The right people enter your life. Solutions arise. Not because you forced it, but because you became compatible with it. Here's a practical exercise. Choose an area of your life you want to transform. Money, relationships, health, anything. Now, instead of focusing on what is wrong externally, ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about this area? How do I feel when I think about it? Be brutally honest. If you want money but believe money is dirty, or rich people are greedy, you're blocking abundance. If you want love but believe everyone eventually leaves me, you're pushing away healthy connections. Identify these limiting beliefs and begin consciously replacing them with empowering ones. Affirm, money is positive energy that flows to me. I deserve pure and true love. Change within and watch the external shift. So stop trying to fix the world out there. Return to yourself. Work on your beliefs, on your energy, on your faith. Because when you transform internally, when you realign with divine laws, the miracle happens naturally. It's not magic, it's consequence. It's the law of manifestation operating perfectly. And when you truly understand this and live it every day, something even deeper begins to happen inside you. Let me ask you something. How many times have you thought, when I do X, then I will deserve Y? When I work harder, then I'll deserve rest. When I sacrifice enough, then I'll deserve prosperity. When I prove my worth, then I'll deserve love. This mindset is a deadly trap because it places abundance as a reward for effort, when in truth, abundance is your natural state. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, not to the universe, not to God, not even to yourself. You already deserve simply by existing. Prosperity isn't an achievement, it's a birthright. Think about it. Does a tree need to prove it deserves to bear fruit? Does a bird need to prove it deserves to fly? Of course not. They simply are what they are, and nature provides for them abundantly. You are part of that same divine creation. The universe has no favorites. It pours blessings on everyone equally. The problem is that many of us were conditioned to believe we must earn the right to prosper, that we must suffer first to receive later. But that's just a limiting belief planted by collective scarcity. The spiritual truth is very different. You are already abundant. You always have been. The question is whether you're allowing that abundance to flow to you or blocking it with beliefs of unworthiness. Here's what happens when you finally understand this. You stop martyring yourself. You stop working yourself to exhaustion trying to deserve prosperity. You stop feeling guilty for wanting more, for desiring a better life. You simply open your arms and say, yes, I receive. I am worthy. I deserve abundance in every area of my life. And do you know what the universe does when you take this stance? It responds immediately. Because you removed the biggest blockade, the belief that you're not enough. When you recognize yourself as deserving, the energy of manifestation flows without obstacles. Here's a practical example. The next time something good happens, unexpected money, a compliment, an opportunity, observe your reaction. Do you receive it with gratitude? Or do you immediately think, I don't deserve this? Or, this must be a mistake? Many of us automatically reject blessings because deep down, we don't feel worthy. Start practicing a new response. Thank you, universe. I receive this blessing with joy, knowing I am deserving. It may feel strange at first, but with practice, you'll reprogram your mind to receive. And the more you allow yourself to receive, the more the universe has permission to give. The truth is, abundance is already here. It's not waiting for you to become perfect, or better prepared, or more deserving. It's waiting for you to simply accept it, to release guilt, shame, and the fear of not being enough. When you do that, when you finally understand that prosperity is your natural state and not a conditional reward, your entire life transforms. And this transformation doesn't just affect you. It radiates to everyone around you in ways you can't even imagine. Have you ever noticed how much of your energy goes into trying to control everything? Trying to predict the future, avoid pain, protect yourself from possible disappointments, ensure everything goes exactly according to your plan? It's exhausting, isn't it? And the truth is, this need to control everything comes from a place of distrust, the belief that if you loosen your grip for even a second, everything will fall apart. But when you finally choose to trust the universe, when you decide to believe that a greater intelligence is guiding you, your entire human experience changes. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Think about it. When you're in total control, you're limited by your own mind, your own knowledge, your own resources. But when you trust the universe, you connect with an infinite intelligence that sees possibilities your logical mind could never imagine. You open space for synchronicities, for magical coincidences, for doors that open where you didn't even know walls existed. Trust isn't ignorance or passivity. It's wisdom. It's recognizing that you don't need all the answers, and you don't need to carry the weight of the world alone. The universe is your partner on this journey, and it is always working in your favor. Here's what happens when you truly trust. You relax. Your vibration shifts from tension to peace, from fear to faith, from resistance to acceptance. And in this new energetic state, you become a magnet for positive experiences. Things begin to flow more easily. Solutions appear without you forcing them. The right people enter your life at the right time. It's not that life stops bringing challenges. It's that you stop seeing them as catastrophes and start seeing them as divine redirection. When something doesn't work out, instead of panicking, you take a deep breath and think, okay, the universe is guiding me towards something better. And usually it is. Here's a real-life example. Imagine you lose a job you loved. In distrust mode, you'd panic. What now? How will I pay the bills? I'll never find anything this good again. But in trust mode, you breathe and say, it's okay. I trust this happened for a reason. Maybe that job was no longer aligned with my path. The universe is creating space for something better. And then, instead of spiraling, you move with clarity. Update your resume, talk to people, explore new possibilities. And suddenly, an incredible opportunity appears. Something you never would have considered if you'd stayed at the old job. That's the universe working. But you can only see it when you trust. So here's my invitation to you. Release control. Trust. Not in a naive way, but in a conscious and powerful way. Tell the universe, I trust you. I know you are guiding me toward my highest good, even when I don't understand the path. And then pay attention. Watch how life begins to conspire in your favor. Because when you truly trust, when you surrender to the divine flow, miracles become common. But there's one final step needed for this transformation to be lasting, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Do you know what prevents most people from manifesting the life they want? It's not a lack of technique, it's not a lack of knowledge, it's the invisible resistance living inside them. It's the unacknowledged fears, the beliefs buried in the subconscious, the emotional blocks we don't even know exist. You can affirm 1,000 times a day that you are abundant, but if deep in your soul you believe you don't deserve it, or that people like you don't prosper, that hidden belief will sabotage every step you take. The good news? When you identify these resistances, when you bring to light what was hidden, you begin the process of liberation. And that's when everything truly starts to change. Think of it this way. Resistance is like a knot in a hose. The water wants to flow, the pressure is there, but the knot blocks the passage. You can turn the faucet on full blast, but as long as the knot exists, the water won't flow freely. Internal resistances work the same way. They block the natural flow of abundance, prosperity, manifestation. And most of these resistances are hidden beneath the surface, disguised as, that's just how life is, or I'm a realist. But that's not reality. It's simply limiting beliefs you've repeated so many times they became truth in your mind. Here's how you identify these resistances. Pay attention to your patterns. If you keep attracting the same type of negative situation, relationships that end in the same way, recurring financial problems, opportunities that slip away at the last minute, there is an internal resistance creating this pattern. Ask yourself, what do I gain by keeping this? What belief is keeping me stuck here? It might be fear of success, fear of being seen, fear of disappointing someone, a belief that you're not good enough. Fear and blocks are not your enemies. They are doors to expansion. When you identify them, you gain the power to choose again. Let me give you a practical exercise. Take a piece of paper and complete this sentence. I want X, but, for example, I want financial prosperity, but I'm afraid of losing everything. I want a healthy relationship, but I don't trust anyone. I want career success, but I fear being judged. That but is where the resistance lives. That is the block preventing manifestation. Now that you've identified it, you can begin working on it. Consciously replace these beliefs with new ones. I trust my ability to manage money. I deserve love and know how to recognize trustworthy people. I am worthy of success and other people's opinions do not define my value. The truth is, you always had the power to create the life you desire. What stood in the way wasn't external obstacles. It was internal resistances you didn't even know existed. But now you know. And when you bring these resistances to the light, when you acknowledge them without judgment and consciously choose to let go, you free yourself. You remove the knots from the hose and allow abundance to flow freely. And it is exactly in this state of freedom that you become ready for the last and most powerful step of this journey. We've reached the point where everything comes together, where the final truth is revealed. Abundance is not something you need to earn, deserve, or prove. It is your birthright. You were born to prosper, You were created in the image and likeness of the divine, and the divine does not know limitation, scarcity, or lack. When you accept this truth, not intellectually, but deep in your soul, everything changes. You stop asking for permission to be happy, to be prosperous, to live an abundant life. You simply assume your place as the conscious co-creator of your reality, knowing that prosperity is your natural state. Think with me. Have you ever seen a baby wonder if they deserve to be loved? Of course not. They simply exist, and they receive love abundantly. You were no different when you arrived here. Abundance was always yours. It was conditioning, society's limiting beliefs, inherited fears that made you forget who you truly are. But now you're remembering. And when you accept abundance as your birthright, you're not being arrogant or selfish. You are simply recognizing spiritual truth. You are returning home to the awareness that you are a divine being having a human experience, and that prosperity is a natural part of that experience. Here's what happens when you finally accept this. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop thinking that if someone else is prospering, there is less left for you. The scarcity mentality disappears because you understand the universe is infinite, and there is abundance for everyone, and more. When you accept your own abundance, you automatically inspire others to do the same. You become a living example that it is possible to live in prosperity, peace, and faith. Your elevated energy is contagious, and without even realizing it, you begin to transform the world around you simply by being who you are. Let me give you the final exercise, perhaps the most powerful of all. Look in the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say out loud, "I accept abundance as my birthright. I am worthy of prosperity. I deserve to live a full, happy, and abundant life." At first, it may feel uncomfortable. It may even bring tears, because you are breaking years of conditioning, generations of limiting beliefs. But keep going. Say it every day until it becomes an absolute truth inside you. Because when you truly accept it, when you embody this consciousness, the universe has no choice but to reflect this truth in your outer reality. So here is the final invitation. Accept. Accept your greatness. Accept your abundance. Accept that you were made to shine. Stop hiding. Stop shrinking. Stop pretending you are less than you truly are. You are a manifestation of the divine, and the divine knows only abundance. When you live from that place, when you become a reference of conscious prosperity, you are not only transforming your own life, you are elevating the collective consciousness. You are showing the world that it is possible. And that, my dear, is the true purpose of manifestation. Not just to receive, but to become a channel of blessings for everyone around you. And there it is. You have just received the keys Florence Scovel Shinn spent a lifetime discovering and teaching. Now the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Because knowing is not enough. You need to apply it. You need to live these truths in your daily life. Abundance is waiting for you. Prosperity is your birthright, and the universe is ready to conspire in your favor. But none of this happens if you continue stuck in the same mental patterns, the same limiting beliefs, the same scarcity vibration. Transformation starts now in this exact moment, with the conscious choice to align with divine laws. So I want you to pause for a second and reflect, where are you resisting? Where are you trying to control instead of trusting? What beliefs about money, worthiness, and abundance are blocking the flow of your manifestation? Be brutally honest with yourself, because it is in this honesty, in this willingness to look within and recognize the blocks, that true liberation happens. You don't need to wait until you're perfect, until you have all the answers, until you feel worthy. You already are worthy, right now, exactly as you are. The only thing you need to do is accept. And when you accept, when you truly embody this consciousness of abundance, something extraordinary will happen. You will stop chasing and start attracting. Opportunities will appear, doors will open, the right people will enter your life. Not because you forced anything, but because you became compatible. You raised your vibration, you aligned your energy, you trusted the divine process. And the universe, which has always been working in your favor, finally has permission to deliver everything that has always been yours. This is not an empty promise. It is spiritual law. And when you live according to this law, miracles become your new normal. Now I want to invite you. Do not let this knowledge die here. Don't be just another person who learns, gets emotional, and then returns to the same patterns. Commit to your transformation. Practice the affirmations. Identify your resistances. Trust divine timing. Act from inspiration. And above all, remember every day, you are a conscious co-creator of your reality. The power has always been within you. Abundance has always been yours. Now it's time to live it fully, without guilt, without fear, without shrinking. Shine, prosper, inspire others with your journey, because when you rise, you lift the entire world around you. If this content resonated with you, if you felt something shift inside you while watching, then subscribe to the channel and activate notifications, because we still have so much more to explore together about prosperity, manifestation, and mental reprogramming. Each video is an opportunity to deepen your knowledge, strengthen your faith, and align even more with the divine laws that transform lives. You are not alone on this journey. We are here, walking together toward the abundant life you deserve. See you in the next video. Until then, trust, flow, and manifest. The universe is conspiring in your favor.